Hello everyone, my name is Maeve Bittle. I am an undergraduate studying environmental engineering and I have worked as an assistant in the Hornbuckle lab for 3.5 years. Today I'm going to talk about my work on the East Chicago Airborne PCBs project. The Indiana Harbor and Ship Canal helped service many industries in East Chicago, Indiana. Up until the 1970s, some industries polluted the canal with polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs. PCBs are a known human carcinogen, neurotoxin, and hormone disruptor, which is especially harmful for children. In 2012, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers started to dredge the canal to clean the contaminated sediment and make it more accessible for ships. These chemicals are concentrated in the sediment of the canal, and when disturbed, they transfer to the water and volatilize into the air. The homes near the canal, as well as nearby schools, are at risk of breathing in these canal-sourced airborne PCBs. This study is investigating air concentrations before and after dredging operations began in order to see if there is an increase in airborne PCB concentration. Preliminarily, we have established that the outdoor concentrations are much lower than the indoor concentrations, which follows precedent seen in other studies. We are also investigating indoor air samples of these homes. The known indoor PCB sources are cabinet varnish, paint, window caulking, and light ballasts. I plan on comparing house profiles with known sources and seeing if I can find any new sources. I measured airborne PCBs using polyurethane foam air samples called Puff Pass. These were collected by field staff. My work with this project has been to extract air samples in the lab and perform the data analysis process. I followed previously published methods for extraction and quantification, and as a part of those methods, I used recovery standards and lab blanks. This process has established a high level of confidence in my dataset. My honors thesis will be covering the indoor sample analysis, as a forthcoming paper will be covering the outdoor and indoor concentration data. The importance of this project is to help the residents of East Chicago understand what their risk is in regards to PCB exposure. The US EPA is interested in indoor air, primarily because home air impacts their model of safe air concentrations in schools. The typical home air concentrations are, the higher typical home air concentrations are, the lower school air concentrations need to be in order to keep a child's inhalation exposure below the recommended threshold. The outdoor air concentration analysis is important to the EPA and other stakeholders like the Army Corps of Engineers in order to better understand the risks and rewards for undertaking dredging operations at similarly contaminated sites around the country. Thank you for your attention.